Oregon to aliens is like garlic to vampires. It destroys them. We can destroy them. By disseminating Oregon throughout our towns, cities, states, and country, we can make our land, air, and water uninhabitable for them. We can annihilate them by the millions. And I look at how real that statement has proven itself to be over the last 4 years, but how real it's going to be in the upcoming months. In the upcoming months, it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal. And it almost makes you think that they've got aliens remote viewing and looking into the future because they knew a huge destruction, a huge disaster, worldwide catastrophe was coming. And so they've been preparing for it. And they have FEMA, the alien agency here in America, if it's not now, it will be, preparing for all the deaths that are coming. And it's not our deaths yet, folks. It's theirs. They're going to be dying and dropping like flies. And so some of the terms that I found as I was going through various codes the last couple of days, something that I've known for a while is that Oregon burns them. And I've told you guys that it burns them. They can't stand to be around it. And so I started picking up some other terms that would describe why and what's causing them to burn. And, I'm not a medical doctor, but you see the terms cellular and capillarity. Capillarity is a noun, and it means a phenomenon associated with surface tension and resulting in the elevation or depression of liquids in capillaries. Somehow this has to do with how it affects them. We also see emulsion. One can mix two liquids that ordinarily do not mix well, such as oil and water, through emulsion. Compare aerosol and foam. I think they were trying to do that with the chemtrails, with the fibers, because they were trying to switch mankind's DNA. And with the orgone, we were able to combat chemtrails. It was one of these 101 uses of orgone we found, so that if you saturated your area with orgone, the chemtrails can't stick, and they can't get emulsion off that they wanted to. And so I think that goes along with their chemtrail program and their agenda on how they were going to conquer mankind on Earth. But you see it as a poison. It's like a garlic to them. And some of the terms I saw was crossbred, hybrid, poison, hindrance, butchery, capillarity, bird fraud, bird and bison. Because the whole bird flu thing is, as relating to humans, it's a fraud. It's not going to hurt humans. Bird flu is alien annihilation. We're annihilating them. So I thought that was awesome. And I told you last couple of months, how the play it before the show, another one bites the dust, and it's raining UFOs. It doesn't just kill them and burn them, it's crashing their UFOs. And you see all these people think they're meteors flying and lighting across the sky and stuff. Their UFOs are crashing to Earth. And it's one of these effects, one of these things that the effect that Oregon's had on these UFOs. Like I said, it can combat against negative energies, and these UFOs run off of negative energies. It was also one of the other things that we had found that Oregon could combat against tech weapons. And it's done ELF weapons. You're getting ELF, you're undergoing remote neural monitoring, and, all these different tech beam weapons that Oregon can stop. But I put on my website a list of things other things that Oregon can do. It can absorb and eliminate chemtrails. We found that one out. So that neutralized their agenda to be able to keep pounding people with their chemtrails so that they could change their DNA. If you're still living in an area that has chemtrails, then you need to get orgone out there and saturate your area so that the chemtrails can't stick. Repels evil entities and aliens, keeps them out of your yard and home. I've literally heard and seen demons just growl and turn around and walk out of orgoned areas. They can't stand the orgone. They don't want to be in Oregon. Aliens themselves that will burn them, they'll come in, it'll hit, it's like a hit and miss with them, come in, they'll run back out. You can protect your home, yard, then cover your neighborhood, town, and city. If you don't protect your areas, you're going to be stomping grounds for the Anak and demons. It also cleans the air and helps you breathe better. Oregon can help with asthma and those with breathing problems. It eliminates toxins, poisons, and radiation from the air, defeats chemtrails and keeps your skies clear, improves breathing, helps those with asthma, so that promotes natural health, keeps you from catching every flu virus under the sun, knocks out bad thunderstorms before they get to your area, chills out tornadoes headed your way. I know how many times I've heard from other people, and I've talked about it myself, how tornadoes were heading right towards my area. They hit the Oregon wall, the Oregon area, and then just shoot off into a different direction. It asphyxiates evil. Aliens can't breathe around it, and it burns them. nullifies the effects of the strong subliminal messaging New World Order towers erected everywhere sending out, stops self-attacks, helps you sleep better, stops sleep abductions, emits positive energy. It's a defense weapon in the last days to combat aliens and the strongholds of the New World Order, stops headaches and migraines, improves overall health. Areas gifted with orgone suffer the least amount of damage in hurricaned areas. We've seen that. In the Bible codes, I have listed terms that have been associated with the orgone. When Satan arrives, the reaction when Satan and his aliens arrive here as fallen angels: rage, anger, panic, crisis, shock, shocking, terror. Pure terror and panic on their part. Why? Because it kills them. It burns them. It asphyxiates them. They can't breathe. And I don't know how fast it kills the aliens themselves. Now, with human hybrids, it's taking about 3 days, 72 hours. If that estimate is correct, I'm not a doctor again, but I think I've read about 3 days. Because they literally just burn from the inside out. That's how it affects the fallen angels. I don't know how it affects the hybrid children on this earth, but I would say it pretty much sounds like about the same thing. Some of the things it talks about it, orgone is a dissolvent, it's a chemical, it's an energy, evaporizer, evaporation, parchment, boils, putrefying, necrosis. It causes necrosis amongst the fallen angels. Burnt, burning, burnt up, annihilation, holocaust, assassination, murder, death, majority decay, sabotage, scorched, shaming, embarrassing, defeat, sickness, plague, contamination, beaten, asphyxia. All terms relating to how it affects Satan and his kingdom. I don't know how many times I've seen the name Hallel, just purely embarrassed and ashamed by what happens when they come to earth. Because they've spent all this time, they're planning the great arrival. The grand arrival is Jesus and a host from heaven. And they arrive to earth and they start dropping like dead flies. And it's going to happen. You're going to see it. And they're bracing for it. Our government may not understand it, but Maitreya understands it. He contacted me telepathically a couple weeks ago. You know how Satan speaks to your head and speaks thoughts into your head? Well, Maitreya did the same thing to me a couple weeks ago and told me he'd be here in a couple weeks and he was going to come to destroy me. And I had a good laugh and I had a good few choice words for him. I'm not afraid of that little maggot. We've already destroyed him, you know. I told him basically in so many words that his destruction would be at the Lord's hands himself, but we were going to be able to destroy a lot of his forces, and we were going to have a good time doing it, and we're having a good time doing it, and just a few choice words for him. Yeah, actually, I think I did write down the conversation I had, because as I had it, I was talking to my friend, and I just kind of typed her everything that he had just said to me, and I said back to him, and it was kind of funny. Very angry, just furious. He knows what they're preparing for, and so they've got this whole bird flu hype thing going on. So when they start dropping over like flies, they can tell the rest of the world, oh, it's avian flu, it's this disease epidemic that's going around. And so nobody thinks anything else of it. Another thing I've been seeing is that I've warned you about how they're all working together. You know, they just work together. It's all Satan's club for idiots. and Bush, if he's going to strike Iran, it will be in September. I've always pretty much figured that, not only because our economy is going to bust, because it's already, you know, just on a leg anyway. He's going to have to do them a favor, because what happens when Maitreya arrives to Iran and they all start dropping over like flies? He's going to have to blame it on somebody, you know. They can't just say, oh, there's this orgone, we don't know what it is, we don't know where it is, but it's killing us, and yeah,